Questions for Coach? Saw Quentin wasn't out there today. Is something going on with him?
He's dealing with an ankle. He'll be fine. Yeah.
Can you out?
He's dealing with a back tightness. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Robert.
Eddie Pinheiro, yeah, his back. Just a little tight on him.
With Dwayne Brown, obviously he's got the great track record, but he is 37. So did you guys work him out to see if everything is still the same with him as a player?
They go through all their the physicals and all the different things, all the checklists, but he's only a year removed from playing football. He played football last year. He looked fantastic doing it. It was just a matter of clearing all the medical hurdles, and then just watching him in individual today with the trainers. He's fine.
When do you think he'll be able to get in, with the guys?
We'll talk about it tonight. I'm not sure if it'll be tomorrow or when or the next block, but it'll be soon.
Grant Herman's, it seems like Grant Herman's has been into a few scuffles with the direct practice lately. Do you like that kind of feistiness?
No, I appreciate the competitive spirit. You want guys to stay up, stay off the ground. I know we went to the ground on that one, but so just some. We are deep in it now in terms of them just being hungry to play against somebody else, and but I love the competitive spirit, and I know they do a really good job. The O-line and D-line taking care of one another. That one went to the ground, but it's fine.
After you practice, you were talking to them. It looked like maybe you had some serious things to say, and then Carl addressed the team afterwards. Was that?
It's just the protect the team stuff. It's getting very, very competitive, and it's not just from the fighting standpoint. It's the, we try not torquing one another. We try not slinging each other to the ground. We try to keep everybody up, and so just too many bodies on the ground today, which is not healthy for people standing around the pile. But so it's just a quick little reminder, and we'll do it again in the team meeting tomorrow, and have a good day tomorrow.
Some coaches have a hard and fast rule: if a guy gets in a fight in practice, they're out for that day. Or do you have any?
No, it's I want a team full of agitators. So you're either being agitated or you're agitating on a football field, and I want them getting competitive. I want them talking smack. I want them to get in each other's faces. I want them to push the envelope with what they can get away with. I just want them to have composure when they get the person across from them agitated enough to do something. And obviously it gets competitive here. Like I told you guys, it's like a bunch of siblings fighting. There's no love lost. It's not like we don't like each other. It's not a discipline issue. It's none of that. It's just, shoot, you just get annoyed with your brother once in a while. And but I thought we did a really good job in the game, and just I think we'll continue building that mindset. And I think the greatest example, I talked about it yesterday, was Nate Shepard. If you look at a year ago, in the second half of the year, he was able to draw Tampa's O-line was able to agitate them enough to get a couple of personal foul penalties. And so you just want, like I said, a team full of agitators.
Robert, you referenced Garrett Wilson a little bit yesterday when you were talking about his game day kind of vibe. I'm just curious. He was a very, very productive kid right out of the chute at Ohio State. What does that say about him in terms of maybe how quickly and how not intimidated he is to be in this environment here right off the bat?
For sure, he showed it in the first game already with Philadelphia. This game is not too big for him. He is his feel, his spatial awareness, his lowering his heartbeat during game day. It looked like it was Garrett every day. He just went out, competed. Had a competitive spirit to him. On that first play that Zach missed him on, he's talking smack to the Philadelphia sideline, that letting them know that he had absolutely dominated his one-on-one, and I love it. He's got the right mindset to him, and he's definitely a kid that's going to continue to get better.
I know it's very early, but I'm sure you have projections for all of your players. Do you have a feel for what he can mean to you guys and what kind of contribution he can make, right away?
They all do. We're still getting a feel for what his niche is going to be, and really love him in one-on-one situations. He had a really nice third down conversion in a one-on-one situation in that move the ball period to keep the drive going. There's a lot of things that we're still learning about him. I think there's a lot of things that he's still learning with regards to the playbook, and as he continues to build trust with the coordinator and his teammates and the quarterback, I think it'll warrant, obviously, more involvement.
Dwayne Brown, how important or how valuable is it to get a guy like that? You know, when you're in this situation, someone who's been through it and knows everything and is, knows how to play the position.
I think it's valuable. Obviously, like we said, the quarterback is the number one guy you're trying to protect, and Dwayne has been there. He's done that. He's still playing at a very high level. Even last year with Seattle, playing at a high level. He brings a wealth of experience. He's played in the system, so he knows what to expect. So there shouldn't be that much of a learning curve for him. And but just his overall presence and everything that he stands for, his character, his work ethic, all of it will be a welcome addition to the room.
When teams end up in a quarterback situation like you guys are in now, where they make the number 2 guy the number 1 guy, then it's all of a sudden we're one snap away from a huge question mark. Our number 3 guy is our number 2 guy. We don't know anything about. You're not in that spot. What kind of comfort is it that you have Mike White, who had that big game last year? You know a little bit more about him than maybe most teams would in this situation.
I said it way back. I think either OTAs or earlier in training camp that we feel like we have 3 starting quarterbacks, and Mike has gone out and proven that he can beat a really good defense. He threw for over 400 yards. He's even in that Thursday night game a couple days later, he threw a shot to Elijah Moore to tie the game up. He had to leave with the injury, and so we got all the faith in the world in Mike White, got all the faith in the world in Joe Flacco, and then you got Strevler showing that he can ball too. So really like our quarterback room.
Michael Clemens made some plays in Philadelphia and out here today. What have you seen from him so far in camp?
He's very serious. He's earning the nickname Deebo. Well, everybody loves him in the building. His work ethic, his mindset, his physicality, his effort, all of it is exactly what we expected in drafting him. And part of the things that he's going to have to continue to learn is how to take care of his body, and not that he doesn't know how, but rookies just learning how to maintain, because it's a grind, and he's got to be able to last for 18 weeks. And but really like where he's at, and obviously he still has a long ways to go, like we all do, but really like the pace he's on right now. Deebo? I think the players did. They're pretty good at coming up with nicknames.
Couple more. I'm sorry if this was asked already, but how's Jason coming along at the safety position, and how valuable are those reps? Like the last couple of days he's been getting.
Pinnock?
Yeah.
Really like where he's at too. He is a freak of nature in terms of just length, speed, athleticism. He's new to the position, coming from corner. Love his physicality. So there's some things that he's got to feel, and some not necessarily from an instinctive standpoint, but just from a reactionary standpoint, because again, he's used to playing a different position. But really like where he's at and the things that he's been able to add. His communication is getting louder, so that tells you that his confidence in what he's being asked to do he's becoming more confident. And for him, it's just a matter of getting as many reps as possible.
Good. With Quincy Williams, the late hit on Hurts, what is your philosophy on perhaps pulling a guy for a couple plays to talk to him and send a message that that's unacceptable?
I don't think. Again, try to word this the right way. In that moment, I think everyone recognizes that. All right, he messed up. He knows he messed up. The team knows he messes up. I don't think he needs to be talked to anymore. It's just get out there and go next play. Let's go. Let's pick it up. We don't have time to dwell. Quincy is a big part of our defense. He's an asset to this defense, especially when he's playing with the right head on his shoulders and he's playing fast and physical like we've all seen. And having him off the field for a play obviously isn't good for anybody. I know the second it happened, he knew that he made a mistake, and it's a matter for him to get back on the field, drop the play, move on. All of us to move on, and we'll address it when we address it. But it's not for Quincy. It's when these guys make mistakes like that, it's not a discipline thing. Quincy's not known as a cheap shot guy. Some guys are deliberate, some guys aren't, and I think Quincy's not a guy who's deliberate or a cheap shot guy. So it's shit. He made it. Excuse my language. He made a mistake. Get him on the field. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it in between series and talk about it in film room afterwards. But he knows better.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, guys.